Yo, what up? Welcome to RNT PODCAST. That time, Bro Nigga TV, Gas Chronicles. You know. Your boy Black. I ain't did one of these in a minute, and this one gonna be kind of unofficial. If you go to my channel, you can see different content or whatever, me speaking on different things and um, different videos or whatever on the RNT Podcast channel. Like, subscribe, provide some content, some feedback. You know what I mean? What I want to talk about today, I'm gonna call this one. If you take over the head, the body will follow. All right, check this out. This is the reason that I say that. So it's known like pimps. They used to pimp women back in the days in the 70s or whatever. Whenever pimping was really big, I heard pimps say something one time. He said, "If you take over the head and manipulate her mind, you got her. Her body will follow. She gonna do whatever you want her to do." So it's crazy in that world with the pimp side that it almost is the exact same with if you think about anything else in life. Like, let's think about all these murders and these people getting killed in 2020. Matter of fact, we could disregard 2020 and say we can go even further back to when Biggie and Pac got killed. You know what I mean? It seems like all these murders and all this stuff is happening in the same way. Think about it. Pac got killed in the car. Big got killed in the truck. King Von got killed in Outsider. Mo 3 got killed in the car. What's the other younger from Dallas? He got shot up in the car. You know what I mean? All of these different murders and occurrences are happening in the same manner. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people want to criticize those youngins out there for surviving in the hell that they were brought up in. You know what I mean? If you ain't from that, you don't understand that. You don't understand the crabs in the barrel mentality. You don't understand the pain and, not eating for days, freezing in your house, behind on rent, your mom struggling, being homeless. It's different if you're not from that. I come from that, so I understand that. And I understand what comes to that. You end up becoming a product in your environment. That's the only way that you can survive those type of environments. But if you ain't used to, or you ain't understand, and you ain't never been through that, that's not your endeavor in those type of demographics, it's hard to understand. And of course, you're going to point the finger at these young dudes out there killing each other. Yeah, it's all meaningless, and it's nonsense, and it's a loss of life that should still be here. But there's a mentality behind all of that. And if you don't come from that, it's hard to understand that. Now, that's not to say that we shouldn't be trying to invoke change and get out there and talk to these youngins and tell them a better way. But it also comes down to those youngins listening. And it also comes down to being a respectable person that a youngin will listen to. If you ain't did nothing for your community, you ain't did nothing for them young brothers out there, they don't see you, they don't know you, they can't identify with you, they're not going to listen to you. You dig? I've always gravitated and listened more towards leaders that I could see myself in. Relate. When I told them something, they understood. It was like, man, you remind me of me when I was your age. Those type of leaders and mentors. Because I knew I could talk to them without judgment. I knew I could talk to them without a scolding. And sometimes it very well may have been a scolding, but it was shit that I needed to hear. Especially growing up in these single parent environments and households where you didn't have a father around. So the streets really raised them. Them dudes that they saw out there getting money, that they saw out there, hustling on the block, in those small communities and those projects, that's what they looked up to. They ain't had no daddy to say, hey, son, you going to play ball. You going to go to school, you going to do this. They just saw OG out there hustling. And it becomes a way of life. Like I told you a little earlier in this, you adapt to your environment. You dig? Excuse me. So check this out, man. I say you take over the head and the body will follow for a lot of different reasons. For one, Once you shoot and kill and murder the head of that clique, you left that clique hopeless. Because you just took out the dude that was bringing the money to the hood. They shot FBG Duck. He was the one that had the fame in his clique or whatever. He was the one bringing the money, coming back, breaking bread off them checks. Same thing with King Von. Same thing with Biggie and Pac. Everybody they had around them, Nipsey, they were providing a means for those people, their families, they homies. You know what I mean? The dudes that grinded with them when they had nothing. Once you kill him, the body gonna follow, cause he was the head. I ain't saying they dead in a physical sense, but mentally they are. Now who gonna do what? Somebody gotta step up. So you gotta protect the head at all times, man. When you coming from these hoods and these projects, and now you a celebrity, you gotta move accordingly. You're not the one that need to be out there without security. You can't be the one that's riding around in a regular car with the top off. You can't be the one that's want to go out there and punch somebody in the face, man. You a celebrity now. And I'm not saying just because you become a celebrity that you wasn't the person who you was before that. Because you got a history and a past. And they say karma is you reap what you sow. So you have to move accordingly. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that the dude who's the head is taken care of, whether he want to listen or not. You buying all these chains and all this shit? You should be investing in bulletproof cars, man. Investing in your security. Paying your homies. Think about all these murders. They happen the same way. Nipsey's security wasn't with him because he just wanted to make a stop at the store. Sometimes these guys don't understand their own celebrity. You as the homies and the entourage that's around, you supposed to put them on game. Nipsey stopped at the store for a minute. His security was off or wasn't with him. Vaughn jumped out the car, man, and just went in go mode. You know what I mean? FBG Duck, I don't know if he had security or not, but he out there in a place where that normally wouldn't supposed to happen, but these young niggas ain't got no rules. Mo 3 got shot up in his car. Why you ain't in a bulletproof car? You got to move accordingly, man. These is just senseless killings, man, in these communities, man. And where the OGs at? You know what I mean? I'm an OG. I talk to the youngins I grew up around. The ones that still here, the ones that I can. What happened to respecting the OGs? When you became an OG, everything you said was to be respected. You know why? Because you put the work in already. You solidified. You know what I mean? So we got to think about those type of things, man. At the end of the day, when you take out the head of that crew, man, the rest of them guys that he was taking care of and bringing the money back to the streets, they suffer, man. And now your mans is dead. Ain't no way I'm coming out the club first without my security coming out there first. They should be going to survey the area before you even get out the club. Or before you get out the car or whatever. And they should have them sticks on them. Now, I'm not saying I condone a life of violence and all that. I grew up in that. I changed my life. I'm a different man. But I know I got a history too. You better believe when I'm moving out with them sticks. I'm not a celebrity, so I don't have the immense amount of hate that these guys that become celebrities have. Because now it's not only your ops from your hood. It's all of these fans that get into all this rhetoric and this erroneous information and they thinking they know you and they grew up with you. Now they taking sides and that's your ops too. But those are the unknown ops, the invisible ops that you don't know about. So you got all these things coming at you. You got to move accordingly. That's a part of a street code. We used to have street codes. I don't know what the hell happened to the street codes that we used to pay attention to. That's why you see all these guys running around talking about the streets is a myth. That's becoming a fact. If we can't even own, solidify, and stand on the rules that we made coming up in the streets, how we expect the youngins to? I know one thing, we all lose. Like my man from what's his SNTV Chicago, you know, I like what he doing. He put out a lot of good messages, man. And like he said, man, Chicago, they all losing. Some of you goofy dumb dudes is